Hello, and welcome to the Truth Hurts show. First, I want to thank everybody who's here that showed up for the show. Then I want to thank everybody who said they was going to come to the show and didn't show up. Well, this show, we're going to discuss the engagement ring. I have a friend this week who proposed to his girlfriend. And she was a little annoyed because the ring wasn't big enough. The purpose of the engagement ring is not to show how much you love a person. It is to signify that that individual is scheduled to be married. So they are off the market. But black women today have an issue that if the rock is not big enough, that the man don't love them enough. That in itself is wrong. For instance, look at the celebrities. They spend $50,000, $100,000 on engagement rings. How long does the marriage last? 6 months, 3 months, 2 weeks. So it lets you know it's not the amount of money, but what the ring signifies. Who agrees with me? Why do you agree with me? Let's hear from the women first, since they're the problem child.
Well, I believe marriage, it depends on, well, it all centers around love and how much you care about a person. It's not a symbol of an object, like a ring. It's really what's in your heart is what counts.
So you're trying to tell me you're not materialistic?
No, I'm not. To a certain degree, I'm not materialistic.
Let's hear from a man's point of view. Who would like to take this? Go ahead.
Some women, they're not materialistic. They just want to be almost covetous. It's basically they're buying the ring just to impress their friends and to show off and stunt on their friends.
Well, the engagement ring is designed to show off for a woman.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's creating like a lot of competition amongst women. So basically, if the ring isn't a certain size, they know their girlfriends is gonna give them slack for having a ring that's pretty much small.
This is true. Women always allow their girlfriends who ain't got no man to determine how important your man is. That's some bullshit. Okay? I've looked at women. For 2 years, I've been looking at their fingers. Most black women today are sporting crushed glass or zirconia diamonds. They are not dealing with the real thing. So who are they to talk about how good your ring is or how good your man is? If your man cares enough about you to put a ring on your finger, that's all that should matter. Not the size of the rock or how much it cost. True story. I once dated a woman that used to sport 3 engagement rings on one hand.
Wow.
I said it ain't going to be a 4th by me. I'm going to take one of your rings and use that if I decide to marry.
She rocking them like NBA champions.
I ain't going to marry. True story. Sure enough. 3 different guys, 3 engagement rings. Sporting at least $8,000 on that one hand.
She rocking them like NBA championships.
That's right.
Wow. She got kids by
Now those guys are what you call simps.
Definitely.
What is a simp? Anybody want to take that on here? Of course you. What's a simp?
Someone idolizing mediocre pussy. Can we curse on this?
Yes, we can.
Oh, thank
We
you.
keep it real here. A simp is a guy who acts tough like he doesn't care about his girlfriend around his friends and acts all whipped in front of his girlfriend.
Yep.
The second definition is tricking, groveling, or basically letting females walk all over you.
Yep.
Now, most guys and I've seen you on Facebook talk about simps. That men should not express themselves to a woman because they are degrading themselves. That in itself is wrong. You're young. You're in the young and dumb stages of life. Early teens, late 20s. You don't know much, okay? Your attitude is, I'm going to treat a woman like a bitch.
No, treat her like how she want to be treated.
How do you think a woman wants to be treated?
However she presents herself to be treated.
I can agree with that, but what's your definition?
My definition is that I'm going to treat you with respect, but if you're not giving me nothing to respect, I'm going to have to take advantage of that.
Why would you take advantage of a woman? Why not leave her if she's not the one?
No, I mean, like, I'll leave you from a distance, but if you're still dealing with me as, like, a friend, or, like, you just around because, like, I just need some company for me and my homeboys to chill with some female company, then that's your role. But if you disrespecting yourself, I cannot save you. You gotta save yourself.
I see you smiling over here. What do you think?
First, the issue with the engagement ring. An engagement ring symbolifies a man and a woman coming together, right? So the ring is going to show others, especially men, that this woman is taken, right? For example,
exactly.
She is taken, she's spoken for, right? And the woman has to act the part, right?
Act the part? How does she act engaged?
Well,
a little louder, please.
If she buys her own engagement ring and she...
Wait. Let her finish.
Well,
We hearing from her.
It's conduct, right? There's when you're spoken for, there are some things that you're not going to do. You're not going to be hanging out with your single friends, you know, and they're going to be talking about your man. Oh, look at your ring. Oh, this and that, you know, like you were saying before, right? The ones without men are going to, you know, they're going to try to talk down and say, well, he's this and he's that. Look at the ring and da-da-da, right? So you're not going to want to associate with single women with...
In other words, what you're saying is, once you cross that line from single, you should start hanging out with married people.
I agree.
Exactly.
Yes.
I think you should hang out with whoever you want. Is the person, if you're strong-minded enough to hang out with single people, you don't have to do what they do. But if you only hanging out with married people, that means you have the intent to want to live that single lifestyle.
Once again, like I said, you in the young and dumb stages of life, so pay attention. Once you have a woman and you start hanging out with single people, you're going to end up cheating. Because they're going to encourage you. Oh man, she not here. She ain't going to know.
Yeah.
We ain't going to tell on you.
Yes.
Like a bachelor party.
But that's for women, but as far as men...
Let me hear from you.
Honestly, I think it depends on who you surround yourself with. Because if you got good enough friends, they're not going to let you cheat. Because at this point,
Single people don't want to see you happy.
Well, those are wrong. Them the wrong people to be hanging around, honestly.
Exactly.
Because that can't be your circle. If your inner circle is encouraging you to cheat, that really shouldn't be your group. Even if you're a woman.
What if most of your friends were dogs? You just happened to fell in love with a woman, but you still know dogs. You yourself was a dog. You just got changed by the woman. What happens then?
Hey, I guess for speak for me, I'm not a dog, and I don't really surround myself with those type of people.
Understood.
So hey, if you're a dog, then maybe you need to cut yourself off.
I agree. When you are in a relationship, keep single people away from your relationship. Because when shit go down, when you start having fights, when you start cussing each other out, when you start hitting each other, throwing things at each other, the first thing you do is you want somebody to talk to. So now you go and talk to them. What is the first thing a single person will say? Leave him. Leave them.
Do you.
A person who's in a relationship, married, will listen to you and then say, work it out. Stay. This is what I did. But single people hate to see you with someone. They do. Why you think single people hate Valentine's Day? I don't know about you, but for me, Valentine's Day is next week. I will lock myself in my house. I don't want to see no goddamn red hearts. I don't want to see no candy. I don't want to see you kissing. I don't want to go to no goddamn restaurants and see people in pairs. I hated it. I hated everything about it. But now that I'm in love,
It's still not that.
I
much
can
better.
roll with it. So, what else should we discuss? What would? Go ahead.
I want to discuss people that's acting like they have a Jay-Z and Beyonce relationship but living on a $30,000 budget. Like those people that
Keep with the Joneses.
yeah, like they're trying to keep like the people with the engagement rings. Like some of the women act like they're Kim Kardashian or Beyonce or something, but they're and their man balling with a $30,000 budget, but they want to make it seem like they have more than what they have.
Can I address that? That stems from everyone wanting to feel important, right?
That too.
Bam!
Right.
Right there.
Everyone wants to feel important. So everybody's going to talk about themselves. Everyone wants to be loved and accepted. So of course they're going to fake it until they make it, or maybe not, right? So that's where it stems from. Everybody want to be important, the flashy, the cars, the house, the clothes, right? The Jordans and the red bottoms and whatever it
Putting
is.
themselves in
They'll
check.
go broke just to make themselves important.
Yeah, to other people.
Yeah.
When you're in a relationship, who are you in a relationship with? You and your woman, you and your mate, or you, your mate, and your friends?
Me, my mate, and God. Well, God and my mate.
Me and my mate. Well, some people act like they're in it for themselves.
Well,
and-
I wanted to make a comment regarding why people like to look good on the outside, and some of it does stem from slavery. Blacks didn't have the opportunity to get certain careers to educate themselves. So blacks, I'm not saying all blacks, but they would dress up on the outside because they wanted to impress, because they didn't have a whole lot. They didn't have a lot of opportunities. They weren't able to buy homes. They weren't given the opportunity to get loans, and they didn't have the jobs. So they impressed everyone to assume that they were, that they were doing better than what they really were or what they really are.
I agree.
I think today in relationships, we think too much about what other people think of us, and they shouldn't matter.
Okay. Well, let me just comment into what she said. Well, that's a very good point she's saying. But what I want to say is that what happened when you have the money, when you have the lifestyle and so on. What I realize in society, especially when us, black people like us, they have a hard time maintaining that, They'll get all the millions of dollars and stuff like that, but the moment that they stop working within a 5-year period, they can't maintain that kind of lifestyle no more, And what I could remember for the Caucasian is that they have the ability to invest and continue the legacy, continue the money flow coming, So, the fact that she said that not a lot of black people had the opportunity to have credits or have the funding they need or the resource, we do have opportunity to do those kind of things, but we just got to learn how to maintain it and keep the legacy continue. You understand?
I truly agree with that. That was well spoken and well thought out. And you're right. It should not matter what anybody else thinks about your relationship. All that matters is you and the individual. Once you start adding outsiders, you will be miserable. I swear to God it is. I met this guy in White Castle one time, and he was freaking the fuck out. Why? Because he was fucking up, and he knew he was fucking up. And he was begging any and everyone for help. And he came across a woman, at that time it was my woman, and she